Sabrina the Teenage Witch is kinda messy. This 90s sitcom had a strong start when its name reflected its content, a teenager who has magical powers. Following this logic, you could rename seasons 5 and 6 Sabrina the College Witch, Roommate Edition, fun and tropey. Then there's season 7, Sabrina the Adult Witch, first job suck, and also you need a fiance now. Unfortunately, going into the show, even with these labels, can't save the content within the later seasons, which fans regard as progressively worse after season 4. During my most recent rewatch, I decided to push through and enjoy the series in its entirety. That way, together, we can tackle the question, why do people hate season 7 of Sabrina the Teenage Witch? And is there anything redeemable about it? For context, Sabrina moves in with her witchy aunts Zelda and Hilda after she discovers she has magical powers. There's also Salem, a failed world dictator turned cat. While the show would continue to remold itself season over season, subbing in new characters and trying out different settings, we could always count on Zelda and Hilda being there. Couldn't we? Zelda and Hilda disappear. By the time season 6 of the show wrapped, Melissa Joan Hart, Beth Broderick, and Caroline Rhea had dedicated over 5 years of their lives to this creative project. Feeling as though the role of Zelda had nothing more to offer her, Beth Broderick went on to pursue more dramatic roles and opportunities in theater. And Caroline, well, she made this.
Your favorite stars come alive.
Please work, please work, please work.
Look at this.
Cheerios.
Say cheese. Only on Caroline.
But these were beloved characters parting ways with the show. Surely the writers would handle this transition with tact.
Some of our friends have left us this year, but that's okay.
I know, she's very bitter about this.
When season 6 closes with a magical deal gone awry, Sabrina turns to stone. For anyone that experienced that cliffhanger in real time, I'm so sorry. At the start of season 7, Zelda, in the form of a much younger actress, states that she bartered her adult years to free Sabrina from this outcome. But I have to tell you, this makes no sense. I'll break it down. In the previous episode, Hilda turned to stone because she lost her true love. So Sabrina bartered with the creep to give up her true love to free Hilda. Sabrina turned to stone when she did in fact lose her true love, which could be any one of these 3 guys, I guess. So Zelda sacrificed her adult years to bring her back to life?
I got my love life back. She became an 8-year-old.
All right, no comment.
Fair trade.
Becoming youthful isn't a sacrifice. It's a get out of jail free card, but really death for another 1,000 years. And they made this bad moment even worse with a quick cutout into the theme song.
I'm going to be graduating soon, and I'm going to be looking for a new job as a reporter. So you don't have to take care of anyone anymore.
It's kind of a bop though, so like, can you really be that mad? Is Hilda's exit well reasoned? No.
Well, you got married.
Yes, I did get married. Because I met the guy after 24 hours. I knew it was him and I married him.
And you married him. And then you left us.
Yeah.
It's total whiplash, especially if you're watching it through in one sitting 20 years later. And season 7 just isn't the same without them. Same house, different home. It would seem the writers want us to move on, and fast. But this directly contradicts their next choice, moving Sabrina and her 2 roommates from college, Morgan and Roxy, into her aunt's house. It's jarring to see this once familiar home completely redecorated. I kept toggling between season 6 and 7 to figure out why I kind of hate it. It's very early 2000s, HGTV coded, or Tuscan inspired. And while pattern clashing has always had its place in the series, it's turned way up here, contrasted with pale mustard yellow tones and coral red. There's also just a lot more clutter. Tons of lamps and an altar of pillar candles, along with some Parisian theming. It's not that I dislike a cozy Mediterranean aesthetic. If this were another show, I'd judge it differently. Here we're asked to accept and almost breeze by a reskinned version of what was once familiar and almost constant in the series. Instead of acceptance, I just feel uncomfortable and reminded of what once was. Poof. No magic. This season is less magical, or so I thought from Reddit hearsay going into my latest rewatch. I disagree, sort of. Sabrina still uses magic. She turns to her spellbook often, pops in magical beings, and overcomes daily obstacles with the point of her finger as quickly as ever. But Sabrina visits the other realm maybe once. And since she spends a majority of her time in the mortal realm, it makes her world feel different. Smaller. I think that's what people miss, the magical lore. We're not going to the Witches' Council. There's no witch's license being earned, and no family secret being solved, which would require magical family members popping in from time to time, so it's more contained, and it's just different in that magic is no longer central to the plot. One big exception would be my favorite episode of this season, Cirque de Sabrina. It required a unique set and costuming, so it feels special. Sabrina's job is bad. Really bad. Not good at all.
No, it never hurts to have a couple of Shoshanas.
Well, damn.
At this point in the series, we know Sabrina is a writer. In fact, her passion for creative writing, essays, and serious journalism has been a plot point since season 2. And that's what needs to be emphasized. Serious journalism. From uncovering preferential treatment of athletes to advocating for the preservation of a historic building. So because of this, it's challenging to stomach what comes next. Sabrina's time at Scorch magazine. The writers bend over backwards to make us believe Sabrina has to take this job opportunity.
Survival of the fittest on TRL today.
I'm talking about me. I know this sounds crazy. My name is Sabrina Spellman. I'm a journalist, and I can't find a job. I mean, I've gotten a few job offers, but, I've said no to them. Long story short, I'm an idiot.
So we should ask ourselves, why did Sabrina's career need to pivot in this way if the writers could have placed her anywhere? Some fans speculate this choice would have allowed for more frequent guest stars, increasing viewership along with it. That didn't happen. Melissa met her husband Mark Wilkerson from Course of Nature, and Avril Lavigne walked by one time, but overall it's an underutilized idea. They likely didn't have the budget for it. Because of this new setting, Sabrina gets 3 coworkers and a boss. They're all insufferable. If you've watched this series before, can you name any one of these guys in 30 seconds or less? I wouldn't bother. You shouldn't have to spend more time thinking of these characters than the writers did developing them in the first place. But for those who aren't familiar, there's the cool guy.
Oh, and this isn't serious journalism.
The slightly cooler guy.
Whenever my girlfriends have to apologize, I find a halter top puts me in a very forgiving mood.
And then the dumb, flirtatious guy.
Yeah, Agua. Where would we be without it?
Because 3 of the same now, that would have been too much. Sabrina's biggest challenge with this job will be overcoming the boring, sheltered blonde allegations to find her own unique voice. She'll then use that voice to stand up for herself and finally ditch the gig. But it's not a satisfying ending. If it were a punctuation mark, it'd be a curly parentheses. What do you call that? Like, what am I even supposed to do with that?
Period, close quote.
She punctuates when she talks. Exclamation point.
She moves on to find another job, but it's no longer a focal point. Still, you'll be haunted by Scorch anytime you linger to enjoy the opening theme. Aww. Sabrina's love life plays a huge role in the ending of this series. Her previous boyfriend, Josh, was written off after season 6. And Harvey's still here, but just as a friend with plenty of lingering tension.
Why does it seem like you're here more than I am?
Figure I should be around, seeing as you love me.
So, who will Sabrina fall for? Aaron. It's Aaron, a relatively nice, mature guy who works at a local nightclub.
Yeah, I know all about Sabrina and Aaron. How happy they are. How they spend every waking moment together. And how every time I hear his flippin' name, I want to break things into 1,000 pieces.
There's no real chemistry here between the actors or in the script. I'm pretty sure these two have nothing in common and that they just find each other attractive. Then you have to consider the pacing of their love story. Sabrina meets Aaron in episode 13. She says, "I love you" in episode 16. Aaron proposes to Sabrina in episode 17, and by episode 22, the finale, it's their wedding day. It's absolutely possible to make a true love match believable in 30 minutes or less. Just look at Katara and Jet. But this expediency is often due to trauma bonding or some cause that both of the characters are passionate about. That's just not the case here at all. Aaron and Sabrina don't have anything to bond over. And they're not just dating, they're getting married. It's a harder sell. I'm not buying it, especially since he's such a poor cat guardian, contrasting how well Salem and Harvey get along with one another. The nail in the coffin has to be Sabrina's choice to not tell Aaron she's a witch. In this universe, that's an option. You can get married and not tell your partner that you're from the other realm. But Sabrina and Harvey's relationship deepened after a bit of a falling out, but it deepened after she told him that she was a witch. As a result, Sabrina got closer to Harvey than she did with anyone else in the series. Maybe Sabrina intentionally sabotaged her relationship with Aaron in this way, never allowing her to truly know her and love her on that deeper level. That flows nicely into my next point. The show has an abrupt ending. Sabrina leaves Aaron at the altar and rides away with Harvey on his motorcycle. If you've been with the series since episode 1, you've likely been rooting for Harvey and Sabrina all along, and this ending should make you happy. That is, especially considering we were never presented with a strong option or an alternative to Harvey, except maybe Dashiell. But why doesn't this ending feel good? Harvey and Sabrina seem at peace driving off into the distance. Their soul stones fit together. It's meant to be. The wedding party waves them off. They're overjoyed. But that's it. You may have doubts about the relationship, considering Sabrina was with another person up until this very point. But you can turn to the use of No Doubt's song, Running, for a bit of clarity. Running to the future with you right by my side, I'm the one you chose. Out of all the people, you wanted me the most. Then this section almost acknowledges the years that they spent apart from one another. I'm so sorry that I've fallen. Help me up. Let's keep on running. Don't let me fall out of love. Finally, the crux of the chorus speaks to a fragile, hopeful kind of love. One that's utterly vulnerable in a world with countless obstacles ahead. Do you think we'll make it? We're running. Keep holding my hand so we don't get separated. Ending up where we started, in love with Harvey Kinkle, might be the most befitting finale for Sabrina, a happy-go-lucky charmer that learned lessons but never truly evolved in any lasting way. Really, it's just too bad that we only got to see these two reach their relationship apex for a minute and 10 seconds. Final thoughts. Sabrina the Teenage Witch transformed to survive, moving to WB, incorporating adult themes, and subbing out actors as needed. In my opinion, this worked for a while. I like the college seasons with Morgan, Roxy, and Miles, but a fully adult Sabrina with a job and a boring boyfriend and then fiance, it just doesn't. But I'd like to hear from you. Do you think this show stuck the landing? Or do you write it off as that one weird season? Responding to your comments is my favorite part of posting videos, so please leave your thoughts. Thanks for checking out Sabrina's final season with me, and until next time, wishing you well.